Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today for day 3 of the UK lockdown, where once again I'm out doing my daily exercise here in the countryside. It's currently about 8 o'clock in the morning, and as I said in day 2's vlog, I was going to change tack. I've normally been coming out in the afternoon, but I've decided today to come out earlier in the morning because there's less people milling about. There's still 1 or 2 people, as obviously people have got the same sort of idea as my good self. But today, like I say, I've come out early in the morning. I'll probably run with this. Now I'm joined today by little Lucy. I rested her up yesterday, and today she's a little bit more fresh and ready to go. I'll whip the camera around now and you can take a quick look at her. There she is, way back there. Obviously she's found something more interesting to sniff at than being round my feet. So, what does day 3 bring? Well, apparently Prince Charles has contracted the COVID-19 virus, hasn't he? You know, him and Camilla have been tested for it, and he's shown positive, and she's shown negative at present, so he's under house arrest, he's in self-isolation type of thing. And it's just going sinister, this, isn't it? This whole business. I mean, there's loads of confusion that's reigning regarding these rules of being out and about. One such thing is over the exercise aspect of it. Apparently, you can leave your home to go out and exercise at least once a day. The problem with the ruling is, Boris Johnson hasn't said what's a decent period of exercise. Some people, they go out and they'll do a 2-3 hour run. Other people will just do half an hour little saunter. I do apologise for the early morning shadows across the screen here. It's just one of those things, Hot Potters. The sun's very low in the sky at this time of year. Anyway, getting back to this confusion regarding the rulings around the going out and exercising. He hasn't stated a period of time. He hasn't said you're only allowed out for an hour or something like that. And a lot of people have been doing what I'm currently doing, which is driving out from the towns, getting into the countryside and going out and just enjoying themselves, getting away from it for an hour or so, getting in nature and forgetting your woes type of thing. Now, there's 2 trains of thought regarding that. There's the people out there that say, yeah, that's great, it's important for well-being, and yada yada yada. And then there's the other train of thought where some people say, no, you shouldn't really be doing that, because if you're involved in an RTA, a road traffic accident, and a collision, you would be putting strain upon an already overstrained NHS at this moment in time, so you shouldn't do that. You should only exercise from home. And apparently, Somerset and Avon police have been issuing little notices. They've been putting them under people's windscreen wipers out in beauty spots, stating, why are you here? You know, you should be exercising from home only type of thing. Mrs H saw this on Facebook and warned me, you know, that it could happen when I'm out and about. So I'll try and put a photograph of that at the end of this video so people can take a look at it. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think people should be allowed to go out and drive to local beauty spots? After all, the roads should be a lot quieter. Well, there should only be people going to work or picking up medical supplies or food supplies or helping a vulnerable person. You know, they should not really just be going out willy-nilly. You know, so I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's essential for your well-being, and I will try and continue to do these type of videos as much as possible, unless it gets widely publicised that indeed you can't go out and travel to the countryside. You can only exercise within so many metres of your own home, and I can see it coming to that, to be honest. I think they've done that in Spain or Italy, so I can see it coming over here, to be honest. Anybody that thinks this is only going to last for 3 weeks is fooling themselves. This is going to go on for at least 3 months, I think. And it'll be at that point that Boris Johnson may lose the dressing room. You know, all those people that, you know, lauded him and led him in with that thumping majority will quickly turn on him. You know, it's one of those. The moment the police, who I think they're not really fully understanding of the rules that have been handed down to them from government, once they start misinterpreting those laws and they start fining people who are trying to do the damnedest to adhere to the rules as best as they can, The moment we start seeing fines being handed out willy-nilly, that's when the dressing room, i.e. the country, will turn on Boris Johnson. And once a country turns on a leader, we all know where that ends, don't we? Just ask the Ceausescu family in Romania. We all know what happened to him. Anyway, hopefully it won't come to that, will it? It won't come to that. But from some of the comments that have been left on some of my videos, it looks like people are already angry at having the daily routines curtailed. At present, I fully support the Prime Minister in his actions, what he's taken. You know, he's tried to give us freedom, but at the same time he's trying to manage a very difficult situation. Anyway, Hot Potters, I'll just whip the camera around and we can take a look at the lovely countryside. Just look at that, on a lovely morning like this, birds singing, not another soul for miles. You know, you can only hear the traffic in the distance as a rumble. You will be forgiven for thinking there's no problems in the world and everything is okay. So folks, how are you coping with this lockdown? What are you doing to keep your spirits up? Because many people are referencing the Second World War, but this is different. It's like my dad said, and my dad was a child during the Second World War. You know, he said to me, he says, it's very different, he says, because although where we live, we didn't really get lots of bombs dropping. He said once Germans had dropped the load and buggered off, you knew it was safe for a bit. But with this, you don't know. You know, you pass somebody on the street and you think, what's he doing out? Has he got it? It's starting to create a bit of paranoia, isn't it? Which isn't a good thing, really. It really isn't. And I've said this a lot, and I'm a bit of a disclaimer here, Mrs H, if you're watching this video. I'm not after a divorce, personally. But I think there'll be a lot of divorces throughout this, you know, because you're pushing people into a confined space for a prolonged period of time, which is indefinite. We don't know how long it's going to be. So a lot of couples, I mean, I know, me and Mrs H, we have our moments, like any couple. You know, it's you're going to see more of those flare-ups over little things, you know. Oh, God, he's cut his toenails in the bath again and things like that. Or, I wish she'd clear the plug hole after she's brushed her hair. It'll be all those little things that are going to get on people's wicks. You know, I mean, I don't know. I try and keep away from the conspiracy theory side of things, but, you know, the way it's going, it is very 1984-ish, all this, isn't it? You know, you're being told it's for your own good that you have to stay indoors. It's bloody scary, really. But at least we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat, Hot Potters. So, what does some of you think regarding Prince Charles? Do you think he'll be first in line for a cure, even when it arrives, or do you think it's just a little bit of bunkum and a bit of propaganda by the UK government? You know, oh, Prince Charles has got it, so you know he's with you. You know, we're all in this. It can strike anywhere, and really he hasn't got it. Please leave your thoughts below. I'll just turn around here, see where little Lucy is. Yeah, she's back there sniffing. Or to be a child, or an animal like Lucy where you don't know what's going on, you don't feel the full gravity at this moment in time. I mean, I do hope that it is clarified and you can travel to beauty spots like this, because if it does turn out that I can no longer come out here, A, it'll make the videos very boring, you know. Background is a brick wall type of thing. And B, I think my own well-being would go, because that would be the first time that this would then impact on me personally. As I've stated in other videos, I've always enjoyed doing this type of thing. I've always done this type of thing. Most of my life I've been practising social distancing, so it doesn't impact me. But to turn around and say, no, you can't go out in the countryside, you know, you live in a built-up area, unfortunately you'll have to walk the streets and you can only go as far as X street name, that'd kill me, that would be the moment where, you know, the old mind and the old noggin would start to go. Right then, Hot Potters, my throat's getting a bit dry now, as I've been talking here, rabbiting on for a good 10 minutes. So I'm going to cut this little vlog here, day 3 vlog. Please continue to comment. I know I don't always get back to everybody who leaves a comment. That's just simply time restrictions, but I do read them, and I will endeavour to answer each and every one of you over time. So folks, until the next time, I think the new saying is stay safe, isn't it? So folks, until the next time, stay safe and bye-bye for now.
Stay in your home. Do not attempt to contact loved ones, insurance agents, or attorneys. Shut up. Do not attempt to think, or depression may occur. Stay in your home. Curfew is at 7 p.m. sharp after work. Anyone caught outside the gates of their subdivision sectors after curfew will be shot.